Hey, hi everyone, this is Mukesh from learn-automation.com. Today in this video, I will talk about how to send email after text execution in Selenium WebDriver. So till now, I have covered so far like how to trigger email from Jenkins, right? So we have some default settings in Jenkins where we can set up some Gmail and some simple SMTP server settings and you can send emails. But most of the times it happens like we don't have to use Jenkins or we use some other CI tools and we have to send email through that, right? So you have so many options, like you can use certain plugins like Postman plugin of Maven, or you can use some other help of CI. But uh, in this video we'll talk about one API which will help you to send email directly from your code itself. So we'll talk about one new API called Commons API. So the full name is Commons Email API, and we'll also talk different options which we can use in Commons API. So this Commons API, Commons Email API has options like you can send simple email, multimedia email, and so many options are there. I will show you in few minutes. Then we'll write a very basic program to send email using this API, and once you're done with this, I will show you how you can integrate this with your existing Selenium test. And you can also add certain conditions. You want to send email after every execution or based on certain conditions like if test case pass or fail. Okay, so let me go back. So you just start with Commons email. Just note down this name, Commons email. So when you search, you will get this Commons uh, API. It is also uh, I will say not also it's part of your existing email API. So previously we have used Java email API and validation or activation jar files to send email. So this email Commons email API is on top of that. So you can see this email is built on top of Java Mail API. And why they created additional API? Now if you go back to my one of the posts which I had written long back, we use the same Java Mail API if you see here, and we notice we had very lengthy code. So we use Java Email API, and if you see the code, we have very lengthy code, and it's a little bit complex as well, right? So just to avoid this complexity, they have created another API which is really very easy. You just have to call simple methods, and you can send emails. So they have created like multiple classes, interfaces, methods to send email, and these are the formats which they will support. So that you can send simple email, multi-part email, HTML email, image with HTML, and email attachment. So I'm going to show you the simplest one today, and the second videos will talk about the different options as well. So if you're using normal Java project, you can go and download the zip file, and you will get one jar file. And if you're using this approach, you also have to add two different jar files separately, okay, because internally it use that Java email and activation jar file. But if you're using Maven, you don't have to do this. For Maven user, you just have to use one dependency and everything will comes automatically. Okay, so you can see it's quite easy. If you want to see how to use, if you click on user guide, so you can see here by default, if you want to send simple text email, this will be the code. Just create one object, send host server, give the authentications, make the settings to true, from subject message add, and that's all, send. And if you want to send with attachment, then they have all these options. So we'll talk about this as well. As of now, let's try with simplest program and check whether it's working fine or not. So I will go back to Eclipse. So if you have normal Java project, you have to download this API, plus you have to download two more APIs. But if you're a Maven user, you just have to add one dependency. So I will create a Maven project because I don't have Maven project as of now. And I will simply give one name, email sent, and I will simply create a project. If you don't know what is Maven, how to create Maven project, you can refer my previous videos. As of now, if you are using the latest version Eclipse, by default you'll get an options to create Maven project, and by default this will be the structure. As of now, I just have to go directly to pom.xml file, and if I click here pom.xml, I have this pom.xml. So first of all, I need to create one dependencies tag, which is the parent tag for all the dependencies. Here I can keep adding the dependencies. So the dependency for Commons email, if you just simply search here Commons email, you will get this option, Apache 2.0, and this is just dependency. So just copy this 4 lines of dependency and paste here and press Ctrl S. And when you do Ctrl S, it will download all the dependencies and it will add in your project. So now if I go back to my project, I will see Maven dependencies, and you can see here I have 3 jars here. One is Commons email, another is mail, Java Mail API, and third one is activation 1.1.1 jar. If you're using normal Java project, you have to download all these 3 and use. So this is what we need to do from installation or configuration point of view. Now let's create a fresh class, and I will say send email Java. Package I will create, let's say demo1, and I will take public static void main. So this is my default program which I'm creating. So we can directly copy paste as well because it's very easy code. Okay, they have just predefined methods you just have to use. Now when you copy paste, it will ask you what is this email. So put mouse over and it will give you suggestions that you need to import this mail class from commons.mail. Again, we have to import this class which is also coming from commons mail. Now one last constructor which is default authenticator, it is also coming from that email. Okay, so these methods will throw you some exceptions. So just put mouse over and put throw exception. If you want to use try catch also, it's fine, but I will use throws as of now. Now this is what is the program. Now you need to give some valid settings. Okay, so first of all, I have to give some valid host name, like from which server I have to trigger this email. So I'm using Google Gmail SMTP server, but if you have your company network, you can give that SMTP server details. If you don't have, you can contact your IT team or some uh, if somebody else using the SMTP server, you can take. So as of now, the SMTP of Gmail is smtp.gmail.com. Port is 465. Here you need to enter the valid credentials. So I'm using Gmail, so I will use my dummy account, Selenium 3 by Mukesh at the rate gmail.com. Password is demo at the rate 12345. So if you want to set who is sending this email, you can set like email is coming from Mukesh at the rate gmail.com. Subject is Selenium test report from Selenium. Add to whom you want to send. So I will give my ID here, Mukesh Otwani at the rate learn-automation.com, and just press Ctrl S. If you want to check, you can put some sysout statements here just to check whether your code is working fine or not. I will say here test started, and finally I will say email sent. It's very easy code, just you need to remember one class and that's all. Once you create object of simple email, you will get email object, and then you can call these methods. Set hostname, SMTP port, give the credentials, make SSL connect on, I will say true, set from subject, message, add and send. So let's right click and run as Java application. Test started, and it will take some time to connect it to SMTP server, and it will send emails. So it will come like email sent or test completed. Email sent. So I will get one email. Okay, and you can see this is email which I got. Selenium test report is the subject that we have set. And this is the body. This is test email from Selenium, and this is the subject. Oh, sorry, the person whom want to send the report or email, right? So it's quite easy to use, right? So what I will do, I can create a method for this, and we can call this method whenever we want. So to reuse this code, what we will do, we will put this. So if simplest way is you can surround this piece of code, and you can say right click, refactor as extract method. Yes, you can see that it is Eclipse feature. If you want to create a method from certain piece of code, you can surround that code, right click and say extract as a method. Method name I will give send email. I will make it public. Click on OK. So you can see now automatically Eclipse has created this method for us. Send email or send email. And I will put this as static. So whenever I want, I can directly start using it. So this is my class ready. Class name is send email Java and method is send email. Now how to use with TestNG. So as of now I don't have TestNG, so I will quickly add this TestNG. So I will go back to mavenrepository.com and I will search for TestNG. So this is TestNG. The latest version is 6.11. I don't think it's quite stable, so I will take 565 6.9.10 and I will simply copy paste this dependency. And if I check the Maven dependency, yes, testng jar file added. Now I can start using testng. So let's say if I have created one test, so I will say create new others. If you want, you can directly create. I am using testng class name. I can give my test one. I want before class and after class. Click on finish. So you can see this is the default structure I got from testng. So after test, I want to call that method. So again, I will use send email.java.send email. It throws some exceptions, so I can either use try catch or throws. Before class, I can write anything if which I want. So this is just a dummy program, so I will just write anything like starting the test. And in the test case, I can write as of now, let's say I have two numbers, int b equal to 100 and assert equals A and B. I'm just writing a dummy test. So what will happen once this class or test will run, it will say starting the test, it will run the test, and after the class it will send email, right? So here I will just write one statement like done. So right click run as testng test. So you can see here it's starting the test, test done. Now it is running this after class and here it will send one email again. It takes some time to connect to the server and send email, so that's fine. You can wait and you will see it will send one email. So right now it doesn't matter what is the condition, every time it will send one email, right? Because here we have not given any condition. So now I got one email again which says email sent successfully. Now we need to add certain condition. If my test failed, then only I have to uh, check my emails or I should get one email. So now if you go back to one of my posts which I have written like capture the screenshot on failure. Okay, so if you go back here, we have used one after method, and after method we have used one small piece of code, right, which checks the result at runtime, and if result is equal to failure it should take the screenshot in this example, but in our case we'll send an email. So yeah, just remove these unnecessary emails. Okay, so you can use one after method of testng which gives this flexibility that you can use that status as a like parameter, and based on the status or results you can trigger the either email code or screenshot code. So here you can use one iTest result. So this is one of the interface from testng, and here you can check. So whatever result will come, all the result details will be in this result object. So you can put if result status equal to failure. So I test result. If the result of the test case equal to failure, then send email. Okay. So this is what we have our condition as of now. So now this time what I will do, I will just first let me do in a happy flow. This time my test will not get failed. So this will not send an email. So this will only run when the test fails. So it will say test failed and email sent. In case no error, no failure, it will not send email. So right click, run as testng test, and you will see this time it will not send email because test is passed, right? Pass. Now this time let me forcefully put wrong value. I'm comparing if 90 equal to 100, definitely not. Then it will come and it will send one email. If you want, you can remove this before class. This is of no use as of now. I just created a class, so I have taken. So you can make the changes based on your conditions. And you can see it says test failed and email sent. Now you have this dynamic condition. If test failed, then only it will trigger email, because if you keep sending email for every test execution, it's not good. And you can see this is email which I got. So it's quite easy to use this library. I will suggest you to go through this API once again, and very easy code they have written. If you want to try from your end as well, you can try. Like if you want to attach an attachment, then what will be the code? HTML formatted email and different things. Okay, so it is just another wrapper. If you want to use the pure code, still we are using the same Java email API which we have used previously. But I found it's quite easy because they just have removed unnecessary code. I will not say removed, they have uh, abstracted it. So they have written everything in a separate jar and you just have to use it. So that's all I have for this video. Okay, in the next video, I will show you how you can attach an attachment and then send. So I will take one uh, complete Selenium end-to-end test case, and then we'll see how we can integrate this API. That's all I have for this video. So if you like this video, kindly share and subscribe my channel. In case if you have any doubt, feel free to contact me at mukesh@learn-automation.com. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.